to the Pitch to Purchase podcast. I am your host, Lisa Raebel. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about bold sales and marketing strategies for bold business professionals. But here's the thing. Being bold is one thing, but being educated is priority. And that's why I started this podcast. So why does it matter? Why should you even come back? Why should you even listen to the rest of this episode? Because behind every small business is a family. And that's why it matters. That's why I started this podcast. And when it comes to sales and marketing, over the past 30 years that I've been in sales and or marketing executive roles in corporate America, it's changed. And it's changed a lot. Sales and marketing used to be departments, and now every role touches revenue in your business. And what I mean by that is every role is that the way the receptionist answers the phone, because that person might be the first impression they have about your business and your brand. And every role matters because HR and operations are in charge of making sure you have the tools and the people aligned to be able to do your job properly. And it matters because production needs to do the product the right way, the way the customer ordered it, and shipping needs to make sure that it gets there on time and undamaged. Every person in your organization touches the revenue of your organization. Every person has a role in the sales and or marketing of your business. And that's why I started this episode, and that's why it matters, and that's why I want this to matter to you. Because for every administrative assistant that now is in charge of social media, and every field tech that's out there in charge of upselling to make sure that that maintenance is involved in the project, for every project manager that is now in charge of the client relationship, even though the salesperson is the one who sold it. This podcast is for you. This podcast is for the people who are now in charge of something within sales and marketing but have never been taught what to do, what to say, how to do it, or even how to handle priorities. And that's why this matters. The other reason that this matters is there's a statistic out there that just boils my blood. It's the fact that 50% of small businesses fail by year 5. And here's the catch. According to Forbes magazine, marketing mistakes is one of the top 4 reasons. And I can do something about that because I can take my 3 decades of sales and marketing experience and teach you how to do it better for you. Now, you're not going to always agree with me, and it might not always apply to what you do in business, but stick with me because I do truly believe in every episode, you're going to take away a golden nugget that's either going to be for yourself or for somebody on your team. Now, it's very interesting that people do podcasts, but they don't tell you why they care. Now, as an introduction to myself, my name is Lisa Raebel. I am the founder and chief storyteller here at Rebel Girl Marketing. I'm the author of a book called The Rebel Girl's Guide to Marketing. I'm also a public speaker. Does that matter to you? Probably not. But what does matter to you is why I care. And the reason that I care is that when I was in corporate America, I constantly saw CEOs and my bosses care more about ROI and bottom lines and stockholders than they did about their employees or their customers. The what have you done for me lately kind of a concept. And that's not right. The other thing why I care is that I focus on small to medium businesses because behind every small business is a family. Behind every small business is multiple families. And every big business started out as a small business in somebody's garage or somebody's basement. So small business matters to me because I saw my hometown disintegrate right in front of my eyes. So we had a big box store come to town, and everybody was all excited that the big box store was coming to town until the 150-year-old men's clothing store closed. And the family drugstore closed, the family pharmacy. And the grocery store that my dad used to work out had to sell it to a regional chain. And my main street, which was thriving at one point, turned into more like a ghost town. Now, through the state small business initiative, it's thriving again. But there was a period of time, there wasn't a lot of work to do in my hometown. I care about small businesses because it's the backbone of every single community nationwide. worldwide. No matter where you live, the small businesses are what keeps your kids employed. It keeps your neighbors employed. It keeps those people being able to send their kids to college. It's about family, and that's why I care. Now, why listen to me? You don't have to. There's a ton of sales and marketing podcasts out there. But I'm going to do things a little bit differently. See, in each episode, I'm going to have a sales and or marketing topic that we're going to be talking about. But here's the difference between me and some of these other ones is I've been in sales roles. I've been in those marketing executive roles, and I know how they combine, and I know how you can make silos out of each one of those things. Because I base a lot of the things that I do on something that Bob Burg did in the 1990s, and that was he coined a phrase called know, like, trust. Know, like KNOW, they have to know you exist. The like is they have to like what you have to say and like what you have to offer. And then there's the trust. They have to trust you enough to buy from you. So sales and marketing, in my opinion, is the know and the like. And from like to trust, that's sales. And that experience your client has needs to be seamless. It needs to have the same messaging. It has to be all aligned. But in so many companies that I've worked with, the marketing says one thing and sales does a whole different thing. Or worse, the business owners that I work with are amazing at what they do, but they just don't know who they're talking to. They don't know what they want to say. They don't even know where to go with their marketing. So they're spending tons of money on areas that aren't getting them any kind of a lead generation. And that's my job. My job is to help you help others. And it's a little bit selfish because I have a goal in 2026, and that is to help 500 business owners do better at sales and marketing, to understand better what that means and understand better what a client experience looks like to get more leads, to get more upsells to existing customers. I'm going to give you statistics and real life stories on how to do this and tools and applications of what to do next to make sure that your small business stays in business and grows. You see, for me, what happens is that I love public speaking. And so I love the fact that I get this venue, this media to be able to reach so many people. So what can you expect? What you can expect in each episode is a specific topic for the month. And then the first episode is me talking about the topic. And then the second episode will have a guest regarding that topic. It could be a client of mine that tells a real life story. It could be an expert in marketing that describes better of what that is. And then there's going to be a quote. And I like to call some of my quotes professionally unprofessional. And then there's going to be a WTF moment and the lessons that was learned either by my client or myself. Because believe me, I've been in business 8 years as Rebel Girl Marketing, and I have had a lot of WTF moments. I welcome you back to different episodes. I welcome you back to join me to the Pitch to Purchase podcast because everything matters. Everything that you do touches the client experience, and every role you have touches revenue of your business. If you're ready to raise the bar on your client experience and maybe yell at hell, then I welcome you back to the Pitch to Purchase podcast. And until next time, just remember, there are benefits to Rebel Mindset.